This winter, be aware of this silent killer. Carbon monoxide poisoning is called the silent killer because exposure to the invisible gas can result in tragedy much more quickly than most people realize. Welcome to episode 22 of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus podcast, and I'm Jane Ubel, and with me today is Veteran Crash Investigator and driver safety expert Mike Pehl, and our trustworthy researcher, Natasha Johnson, who has another great observation to share. Natasha?
I do. Thank you. This is Tyler's family out of Woodbury, Minnesota. I had to dig deep for this enrichment. It was written about 12 years ago. You see, a Minnesota family lost their son to accidental carbon monoxide poisoning when he was just 19. The family told us his story and asked us to teach others about the dangers of this deadly gas.
All right, so yeah, and I know that video everything very well. And it was a tragedy. Tyler actually was working on his snowmobile in the garage, and the door wasn't closed, but he wasn't in the garage for very long. So listen, first of all, whether it's a snowblower, a lawnmower, anything that's got a motor that runs off gas produces carbon monoxide. Electric heaters do not. If you have a gas heater in your garage, you could get carbon monoxide from it if it's not vented right. So, and he was just, like I say, working on a snowmobile not very long. It didn't take him long. He fell asleep. We don't know if he felt nauseous, but that's one of the symptoms. And he went to sleep and he died, you know, and it is a tragic. So let's just take that a step farther. Now that, you know, the holidays are all coming up, people are going to take long trips in cars. You might pull into a rest stop. You might have the whole family sleep for an hour. Kids might be sleeping in the back seat while you drive, and you don't know that's coming in. If a driver is getting sleepy in the car, is it carbon monoxide? If you're running that heater, windows are all closed up tight, you don't know. You could have an exhaust leak underneath that car. So strongly, I suggest that you should have a carbon monoxide alarm in your garage. Because why? If you, for instance, these hybrid cars now that run on electricity and gas, you come home at night and you park that car in the garage while that thing's running on electricity, meaning it won't run on gas until the battery drops to a certain level. You get out of the car, you go in the house, you go to bed, and all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, the car is still running that you didn't shut off. 30 minutes later, the car starts up because it has to recharge the batteries. And now it's in that enclosed garage. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of carbon monoxide going on. All right. So you have it in your house. It's a law that we have to have that in our house, but it's not a law we have to have it in our attached garage. So you should put one out there. The battery operated, it's a well spent 29 bucks. All right. And here you go. Tips and tricks. All right. For them people that travel, you should have one in your car. Okay? If you have one just under the seat of the car and you go on a long trip, you guys fall asleep in the car, it will warn you when there is carbon monoxide in that car. There was a story 2, 3, 4 years ago where a little 3-year-old girl, I think, or a 6-year-old girl got carbon monoxide in the gully of a boat.
Oh, man.
Okay, as she went down to take her nap, and the fumes were actually coming over, and of course there's a backdraft when you're out boating, and it actually was going down, and it wasn't vented down there, even though the door was open, you know, it wasn't getting out. So, you know, heat traps gases from coming out. So it's a silent killer. We're not educated well on it. And when we are educated well on it, we need to pay attention that, you know what, there is devices to 100% guarantee this doesn't happen, but you got to buy the device. I think one for your car, it doesn't call it an auto carbon monoxide, but you can get a battery operated one. And I think they're 19 bucks for just carbon monoxide alone, 19 bucks at Walmart or something. And it'll go off in your car if there's carbon monoxide. So just keep it in the car. It's just a smart, good thing. You know, we used to travel a lot when I was a kid in the old station wagon, and I mean, there was 9 of us kids, 9. And that's what you did. A 4-hour trip, we all slept. Think about this. You know, I mean, even in today's world, if you got teenagers, little kids, and you're going to go on a 2-hour, 3-hour road trip, someone's going to fall asleep. And you know what? If you're there to keep people awake and it's a slight leak, you don't know. You know, it could warn that driver by himself. Could be driving with the windows closed. All of a sudden the alarm goes off. Well, gee, no wonder I was getting sleepy, you know? So anyway, great little tool to have in the car, in the garage. And then then we don't have to do videos on this type of tragedy, you know? And tell your friends about it because it's a lifesaver for everybody. So there you go.
That's a really good tip. I didn't know about that. You've always come up with good little tips that all surprise me, even though I've known you for 15 years. So that's great, Mike. And just to let you know, the Tyler's parents, their family lobbied to pass a legislation which is now called Tyler's Law, and that's why it requires driver education classes to teach these, you know, our students about the risks of this deadly gas. And so we worked with them after hearing about that, and that's why we like to promote it, because we want other people to to live. So
To
anyway,
educate their friends.
that's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Not-
Well, and
not-
you know,
not
just even
everybody-
knowing that there's these gadgets out there that can help you is great.
Right. Not everybody goes through driver's ed, so that's why these podcasts are so important. You know what?
Mhm.
You know, I mean, we just need to, it's a conversation and they're short, they're sweet, to the point, and spread the word.
Do truckers need carbon monoxide detectors?
Oh,
No, they do not.
they should though, because they
They
sleep in their
should.
car
Mhm.
or their trucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah,
We might have to work on that.
You know, I mean.
raise
but-
awareness.
Yeah, and you know what, and I do believe that a camper, you know,
Oh.
an RV has to, I do believe, because we sleep in them.
Sure.
Yeah,
So, and we've had RVs before, and we have had smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detectors. So,
Well, that's
Okay.
smart for just about everything, especially any place that you might be sleeping or being in for a long time, or, you know,
maybe-
vehicles.
if you're inside something that has gasoline that's firing, burning a fuel, you can be affected by carbon monoxide and you won't know you're dying. You won't do it.
No,
If
that's right.
If
I
the
think I'm gonna
alarm,
get all my friends that for Christmas.
yeah,
Yes.
the alarm will tell you, you know what, you're about to die. Get the heck out of here. Abort, abort.
Right, right.
Right.
Will Robinson, sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, again, a great tip from Mike and information from Natasha. We thank you for that. And of course, we thank you for showing up for today's episode of Throwing Your Parents Under the Bus. If you want to watch other episodes, we would like it if you could subscribe to our youtube.com/drive safe, ride safe 1, the number. The number 1, not written out. And so that you can then watch all of our podcasts and share them with your friends and family. Also, if you're anxious about taking your driver's test, we want you to know that we have a new video that can help calm your fears about failing your test. And you can go to drivesaferidesafe.com, or we will put a link below to check that out as well. And with that said, always remember to,
Drive safe
And ride safe.
and I'll throw in the .com. Take care. Have a great day. Be
Bye.
safe.